that any better?
Right. We are live.
Mute it for a minute, mate.
Yeah, crack on.
Here we go. We are back. Sorry to everyone for right. Fortune's hiding down under. We've had to restart because we just had a real mess up with our sound. So
technical difficulties.
Yeah, someone else take over quickly because I'm still.
So we were going through the team after our fucking brilliant win this morning. I think we should probably just kickstart by talking about how fucking fantastic it was watching that game, the context of it, the week that we've had, all the doom and gloom that has been going on. To see us not only win but play like that, throw in the whole subcontext of number 41. It was just fucking brilliant. It's probably the most enjoyable game I've watched for a while. So it was fantastic, and I've been buzzing all day off the back of it. You know, and in true West Ham, in the original stream that we tried to do, Kingy was talking about third world countries, and it's fucking typical that having put in a performance like that, we get drawn against fucking Liverpool in the next round. But we'll go there and we'll deal with the fucking bin dipping granny stabbers, and we'll be 2 games away from Wembley.
I tell you what though, like if you want to just like talk about the game a little bit more, that I know Kingy and I both put something up in the Brisbane Hammers chat today. Like how it was so good to watch that press. Like it's you don't get that from Antonio. Bowen led that so well, and I don't know if you boys noticed, but behind the front three, Alvarez was like the highest person behind our front 3 strikers, and Souček was sitting back like in that traditional 6 role. But I thought we executed it so well at different stages of the game, and it was high at some stages, and then some stages we were sitting sort of on the halfway line, and it was good to watch. And you're never going to get that with Antonio. He can't do it. He's an outball guy, and he's fucking not even that at the moment. And I don't want to slag the guy off because he's done so much for us, but it just shows how much we missed a trick in that transfer window to try and find someone who could do what Bowen is doing now.
Yeah.
So answer this. Are we a bit happier with Moyes now? I know we've been fucking frustrated and venting on Moyes, right? But are we a bit happier that he's sort of done something more than we wanted? I mean, Matt and I discussed the other day, and we were talking about moving Paqueta back into the middle. Kudus out wide is probably a better combination. Matt was pretty pissed off of Antonio, and not pissed off of him, but you know, Matt wanted Bowen through the middle, so we've got that. Are we sort of a bit happier that maybe we're back in the direction that we were at the start of the season, or?
Yeah. For me, go on, Matt.
I was going to say, look, you know, there's so much shit said about Moyes, and I personally, and I think us as a group, you know, we've always kept quite level-headed about it. You know, we've criticised him where it's been due, and we've praised him where it's been due as well. And we've not gone too blinded one way or the other. And he's got it wrong the last few games. Yeah. He definitely got it right yesterday. You know, whether it's pure fucking luck or not, you know, it worked, and we enjoy it for what it is. I think what's going to be key now, though, is what happens from here, because you know you cannot leave Kudus out of the team now. You simply can't. You know, and we've got JWP didn't start. We talked about him not being great the last few games. Ben Rama had a decent game, and before we went offline, Kingy, I was saying that Ben Rama on his game offers a much better balance playing on that left hand side than Paqueta does. So, you know, the selection headaches there, but I think you've got to be fair to Moisey and say, you know, he did a good job. Whether he told them to go out the second half and go for it, I don't know. But it certainly seemed to be that, you know, the leash was off, and that comfort of the goal before half time. So, yeah, you've got to give him some credit. But that was a long-winded answer, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It sounds really good down this long-winded fucking hearing I can hear anyway. It sounds like a fucking jumbo jet coming through.
It's back again, isn't it? But anyway, let's just crack on.
Yeah, Ryan, you were particularly fed up with Moyes over the last few games. I know we all were pretty pissed off, but you were kind of sort of quite vocal about it. How do you feel after today, and has your view slightly changed on that, or what you're thinking?
Can I be honest? I'll tell you now, Dave. Yeah. It's when you stop talking. When you're talking, it don't come on. But yeah, I don't know.
It's just come through now, and you were having the yap then as well.
Really?
See, as soon as he talks, it doesn't happen. But it's all right.
Anyway.
But, going on to it. For me, Moyes is everything I wanted to see from him. Yeah. So we've got the personnel there, as I said. I've said it many a time. We've got the personnel, so we need to use it. You know what I mean? And he hasn't been using it in the right way. So I don't want to hate the guy. I don't want him to go, but I also don't want him to be so fucking stubborn.
Yeah, so I guess that's kind of where I'm coming from a little bit, in that because he has been a little bit more sort of flexible, so to speak. He's changed things about. He's kind of done what we were asking for him to do. Does that kind of put him up in your estimation and where you're at last week, and you're a little bit more sort of hopeful going forward? Or
yeah, I am. But if he goes back to Antonio on the weekend, I'll be pissed off. Like, you've just seen what it does, so carry on with it. Like, there's no need to change it now. Like, move on. As I said on Claret and Booze the other day, it's got to be progressive. And there's no point staying rigid and doing the same thing over and over and over again, waiting for it to work out again. It needs to happen. Like, and he's seen what he can do. We look fucking terrifying today. That front three were great.
Yeah, I agree with him. Say again, Dave.
Would that be your starting lineup for the weekend then, or would you sort of have Ben Rama out and get, change guy? Because we've dropped out JWP. I would have thought that was a temporary sort of cut switch around from his perspective. Ben Rama hasn't been starting.
Well, you've got to remember for Saturday or Sunday, we're going to be without Paqueta and Alvarez anyway, right?
Oh, true, we are. So, yeah, we're going to have to make this.
Yeah. So, that's a challenge. I think on the Moyes thing, though, like, I'm glad that we made the changes that we did today. I think, to sort of echo some of Kingy's thoughts, it shouldn't get to a point where we lose 3 games in a row and he's like, oh, fuck, I've got to do something now. Like, he needs to gamble more than he actually does to get the results and give some of those players some confidence. It's like, what Ben Rama did today, like, he just is like shoehorning people into roles is not right. That's just my opinion. Like, he should, like, if there's a left winger there, fucking go, right, mate, it's your turn. Go and do it. Go and show me what you can do, right? And then, like, Kudus today, like, I know that some of the stuff I saw of him at Ajax, he did sort of progress into more of a central role, but every game that he's played for us and he started on the right, he has done so well. Like, it looks like he's more confident with the sideline there. And I guess to a degree, you understand, I guess, why he is a little bit reluctant to move Bowen, because Bowen's done so well. And, he's scored so many goals already this year. But, I mean, he showed his versatility today. Like, he's just a fucking workhorse. And, he played his part, got his goal. Nearly had another one. That shot he had, I think it was in the second half, where he just curled it and it went past the far post. I think in that instance, he was in a little bit of no man's land. He was like, oh, do I just dink it to the far post, or do I actually have a fair dinkum shot? And, I reckon if he had his time again, he's like, fuck me, I should have really tried to fucking curl that in. So I don't mind those changes. I hope he sticks to them. I'd be pissed off if he fucking started Antonio in that front three. But who comes in for Alvarez? Yeah, Alvarez and Paqueta, I'm concerned about that, because I think he'll leave. Souček obviously will start. Ward-Prowse will come in. Who's going to play that holding role is very, very concerning. I think maybe, he doesn't have many choices, does he? It's probably going to be Fornals.
There's a few comments come through, so I'll go through a few of them.
Yeah, do
Dave, while I do that, can you put yourself on mute? Because when you were on mute before, there was no noise coming through.
Me?
No, Dave.
Me?
Yeah. So you just set yourself on mute.
The other Dave.
I did. Sorry, I did put it on mute before, and then I heard the noise again.
Yeah, but I couldn't hear it. So there's no. I'll read through some comments now, and we'll just see if it's there. So there was a comment flashed up from Frank. And look, thanks to everyone for sticking with us. I know it's been a bit of an hard listen so far. He said at least Kingy's not blowing smoke into the mic now. To be honest, that doesn't really make any noise, does it?
Dave. It's Dave.
It is Dave. There's no noise.
It's you.
Frank's also said it's a real podcast now. So something's fucked up. Comment from Haydos. Evening, Haydos. Thanks for joining us. This was probably a bit early
Perfect
on.
now.
Much better. Only interruptions can be the next door neighbours' domestics. A comment from Frank about the Scouts game. So they played City before us and Arsenal after us. Not a bad time to play them. I didn't know that, but yeah, that could factor into it because you wouldn't think they'd play a full strength team.
No.
And we are due a win up at Anfield.
Yeah. Dave, if you can just type your answers into the comments, mate, and keep yourself on mute, that'd be perfect.
I think if Dave just stays on mute when he's not talking, then we should be good.
Yeah.
But
right,
yeah,
now,
I've not heard anything.
I can concentrate now. It was driving me mental.
Can I put my fan back on because I'm sweating my fucking bollocks on it?
No, you can't.
It was written all over your face, Kingy.
Oh, mate. I was getting red just from anger.
You look like a different man. Right, you can read that comment out then.
Right, Haydos, say what you want about Moyes, but at least he always puts out a competitive squad in the cups. Other former managers would have tanked the match the second they got drawn against Arsenal. He's actually done that before.
Yeah, and it was against Arsenal too, wasn't it?
Yeah, because I actually bought it.
Was his first game round? First time round after he took over? Before Pellegrini, was it? Moyes won.
So basically, that was the game that I said about the other week. And everyone said, no, that didn't happen. It did happen. And they put their second string out and we lost when it was a quarterfinals. So he definitely redeemed himself. So I'll take it. But yeah, let me go back to my Moyes thing, right? This is my thing because now I can concentrate. I can do my thing now, right? So Moyes, I don't hate him, right? Let's get this one thing right. I don't hate him. Do I think that he's been stubborn and he's tried to sort of put fucking square holes in round, whatever it is, square pegs in round holes, whatever, yeah? Yes, he has. We fucked up so many different strikers over the time of his tenure, and he kept trying to play Antonio. Everyone had to play a backup to Antonio. Well, can't you work out a different system, different way of playing football? Finally, tonight, this morning, we saw it, right? So I want us to carry on doing that, but don't return to type and go back to Antonio up front. Like Bowen worked today. Look at the state of his face when he came off. Don't tell me that geezer didn't work hard and try and put himself about. And everyone says how strong Antonio is. That little Bowen, mate, is one hardy little fucker. He is unreal. He's so strong. His upper body strength. He uses his elbows and he puts his ass out and he's away. Like no, but it's true though. Like like don't say that he can't do it, but you've got to play a different way to allow it to work. We did it tonight. Well done, Mr. Moyes. 100%. I'm for it. You won a trophy for us last year. I'm happy. Like I want you to do well, but if you continue to fuck up and keep losing games, no one's going to be happy. How can you defend a manager who has lost 6 games on a trot? You wouldn't be able to. So if we'd gone out there like this morning and got embarrassed by Arsenal after losing to Olympiacos, Everton, who are shit, and then lose at Brentford on the weekend. That's poor form. Like, he's gone in my eyes. But
it's one of those things, right? As a coach, you look for that evidence on the pitch of what's happened, right? And now he's got that perfect film of evidence of like, okay, so if I play Bowen there, this is what happens. And I think it's that stuff that Antonio doesn't do when he doesn't have the ball that Bowen does is what changes the dynamic of it all. You know, and he's vocal. He's got a presence in the. You can tell he's got a presence in the dressing room because fucking Kudus and Ben Rama, they just followed him, right? They knew, like, if he's moving to the right hand side, Kudus was all over him. And like, I watched it a couple of times. Go, fuck, who's going to follow him? And there they were. Antonio doesn't give you that. All he does is he, like, you know, tries to like hold it up and then fucking run in behind. But when we don't have the ball, we just trot off.
He's 34. Like,
yeah, I get it. Yeah,
one sec. I know how he feels. I've just been running around myself. I know exactly how it feels to be 34, but he's doing it at a big level than me. And he get paid a lot more than me. I'm actually paying them to play. But at the end of the day, he needs help. So if boys can find a different system to bring Antonio on as a super sub, because he will fucking run ragged defenders for the last 20 minutes of the game. Let him fucking do it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But you aren't the main. You can't be the main man all the time. Not at that age.
No, you can't. You're right.
And he
I do have one question for you though. Do you have a Batman suit and a fucking Lamborghini?
Yeah, I put it in next door's fucking garden like he did.
Just your Matchbox car.
Jesus Christ! But I sound like I'm angry. I'm angry because I've seen the players and personnel we've got, and it's frustrating that he hasn't used them until this point, where it goes tits up, and he's like, "You're losing your job tomorrow," and then he decides to pull out a fucking result like that out of his ass. Please, Mr. Moisey, carry on doing what you're doing, and people will like you again. Not that we don't like you; it's just we will be behind you. There you go. Different story.
Yeah, it was a bit of a free hit for him, though, right? Like, go and read the comment.
Yeah, it just sums up what you've both just been talking about. He said he reserves his thoughts on Moyes for a couple of games. Needs to see if he reverts back to relying on Antonio and Paqueta on the wing. We just saw the team he needs to play, which I think everyone agrees with. Sorry, Nick, what were you going to say?
Oh fuck, I forget now. There's a wind tunnel. Got any comments,
Dave? Do you want to chance it?
Yeah, go on in. So I think the problem is right now, though, we've got Paquetá and Alvarez out at the weekend. So I'm thinking that he might end up moving Bowen back out the right, get Kudus in the middle, JWP and Souček in behind him. And then I think he'll just end up sticking Antonio up top because he's got nothing else. That's the risk, isn't it? Because just through lack of other options, he might have to move him back out to the right because he's lost two of his central midfield players.
Yeah, but I don't know why he can't see that. Like, that is the front three that will work, right? They're the ones that will win the ball back high up the pitch and give themselves the opportunity. So if it's me, I'm not touching that. Like, I know, and it's only temporary, right? It's one game, and then we can sort things out again. But I don't know why he'd fuck with that at all. That's just my personal opinion. Like, Fornals will be serviceable in that area, right? My biggest issue is that sort of holding role, because I don't think Souček does it well enough. And Ward-Prowse, it's sort of a little bit. I've never seen him play that role, so whether he can do it, I really don't know.
The Jumbo Jet's back.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything different to what I've done other weeks, so fuck knows what that is then.
I don't know, mate.
So Kieran suggested muting one by one, but we already know who the culprit is. Right.
Bye,
Dave. So go on.
I was just going to say, but the thing that I really enjoyed, right? I think you have to talk about the team and tactics and players and all that shit. But sometimes, the reason that I love football and fell in love with football. It's just the pure fucking emotion of it. And last night was fantastic in that respect, for a whole number of reasons. You know, I'm not getting overly excited about the fact that we won one game against Arsenal, but the week that we'd had, the fact that we got to see fucking number 41 coming on at 3-0 down with fucking champions of Europe ringing out around the stadium, and just watching him get it both barrels was fucking fantastic. So, you know, I think we just need to sometimes put a stake in the ground and say, you know what, that was a fucking great game, great performance.
Yeah.
We can critique it, obviously, but it was great. It was absolutely great, and it made me smile.
Can I just? Alan Dunn's just put up a comment here. He could play Zuma and Aguirre with Mav as holding. I would change that. I would play Zuma with Mav and put Aguirre in holding. Because if he wants to play a pass, I'd prefer him there. Because I don't. Yeah. I'd prefer Mav as a defender over Aguirre.
I agree with that. I was watching Mavropanos today and just going, he's a Zuma cutout, you know, minus the cat kicking. He sits knees. There on the right.
He's got knees.
My bad. He does. You know, the Greeks in their olive oil, mate.
Does that put us out balance together? With Aguirre being a left-sided central defender, we lacked that last season when Oggy was injured. Not last season. Yeah, well, when we had both of them out, didn't we? And when we didn't have that left-sided central defender, we kind of went a bit out of balance. That'd be my only reservation about pulling them out.
I agree with you, Dave. I think Zuma and Mav that's probably half of what I was saying. Like, they're both right-sided players, whereas, again, you get that left-sided piece as well. So,
let's go through a couple of comments here. So we got Frank Kingston. We have our front three now. I think Moy should stick with it. Yeah, we've just covered that. I reckon 100% Frankie Boy. I definitely agree with that. I think, they were. I put it up on the Brisbane Hammers page today. I thought they were blinding. Like, all three of them work together. And as I said, when you've got that central striker, you want him to call the press, and you could see him talking to the other two. Where Antonio, he doesn't do that. Like, and being a superstar striker like me and you are, Matty, we understand that. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
So you have to talk, you have to talk to your players and let them know when you are going to press. But Antonio doesn't do that. So I think that communication was a lot better. And they were like 3 pit bulls in the end. Like, it was good. It was really good to see, and they was all fighting for each other. I loved it. It was awesome. Very very good. Jimmy Nolan. So Matt's, is it your brother or cousin?
No, it's my brother.
Fucking hell. All right. Love you, Jimmy boy. If he moves away from the reliance on Antonio, it will make the waste of Haller and Skamaka even more upsetting. What could have been with a different manager? I've said this from day one, mate. I completely agree with that. Like, we've had 2 of the best strikers in Europe.
I don't, because I never saw him pressing the way that Bowen does. Offensively, they can offer more than Antonio. I'd agree with that. But in terms of like how the Premier League is, they don't offer that at all. I don't think that either offer that. They just look like younger, slower versions of Antonio, in my opinion.
Haller was given a long run in the side when Antonio was injured by Moyes, and he just did not step up to the task in terms of work rate.
But when you know that you're number 2, mate, and you've been brought in as a star striker, you've got to be given a little bit of an arm round. Some players need that. But
you also got to get your fucking bollocks out and have a go.
No, don't get me wrong. I agree with you, but into a certain degree to that, like, you have to show bollocks, right? But at the end of the day, some players, they need an arm around them. Colton Cole's the fucking same thing. Sometimes you need a manager to put their arm around you and go, do you know what? You're going to keep your place. Like, just keep working hard. But I guarantee Moyes didn't even fucking speak to them 2 boys.
Yeah.
Look, you're probably right. I guess from what you can only judge people from what you see on the pitch, and I don't reckon that either of those two, from what they were playing forwards, if that makes any sense. You know, they want the ball to come to them and do something, but when the ball is when they don't have the ball, they're not interested at all. And the way that the Premier League is, I just like you have to defend with 10 players and you have to go forward with that many as well. And they're just not suited to it.
Yeah, but then you've got, if you're buying a fucking 40, 50 million pound striker, you have to fucking play to their strengths.
Yeah, it's a fair point.
We're not Liverpool, we're not Man City, we're not an Arsenal where we have been lately where we've been spending a load of money. But at the end of the day, if you're going to bring in players of that caliber, you have to fucking try and work around them. Like, of course, they need to put the shift in and all that. But if you're not, and you're trying to put them, as I said, you have to play them in their right position and how they play.
Yeah. Look, they might well have worked I mean, Nunes probably comes to mind more than any of them, like in comparison to Haller and Scamacca, but we're not that fucking side. Like, why buy them? Like, I just don't think they suit, because I don't think they suit the way that we play.
But they're good players.
I thought Haller should have. I think Haller is a big fucking bastard. He's really good with his head, right? I think if he put a little bit more effort in, he could have turned into that lone striker role and made that his own. I just thought his attitude stank a little bit. Scamacca, I feel a bit differently. I think that Scamacca over time, and he had some really, really good spells for us. I think something in Haller's flick, because he was very good for a while, but when he actually got that extended run in the side, then he just didn't really step up to doing that job. But that's just my opinion anyway. I just thought he could have given a little bit more for the quality of player that he was.
It's pretty telling though how good he was before he came and how good he was after he left.
Exactly.
You know, it was only at our place that he struggled, and you know, you mentioned his attitude that stemmed from somewhere, and I'm guessing it's come from Moyes. You know, whether it was somebody Moyes wanting to bring in or not, or whatever the issue is. You know,
even when they scored, Matty, they looked pissed off. They're like, "Fuck you," you know what I mean? It was like,
especially Haller, right?
Yeah, but that is an indication to the manager in my eyes. I don't think it's
they definitely weren't happy.
Dave, I think your flight's just come into gate 34, mate.
I don't know what you were saying, but Kieran has said bang on windy Dave. It's quite funny.
Let's just take this back to a nice, like, fucking happy show, yeah? We did get a good result this morning. I think we've been starved of, I don't know, talking about good stuff that we always find bad stuff to talk about. But these are the sort of questions that we've got coming up. And, we'll answer them as honestly as we can.
Yeah. I've got to agree with Frank. It's a fair play to 41 though too. He did stay around and applauded after the game. I was talking to a few friends in a WhatsApp group that took me to the Leicester away game, and from what I saw on the telly it sounded like it was a little bit different to at the ground. Like it sounded like it was pretty hostile towards Mr. 41 in my opinion. But he said that he got a banging reception when he went on. And then from what Frank's saying, he hung around too afterwards. But every touch he had and every fucking shit pass he chips over the top, we were just getting stuck into him. So it was, it was good to hear a view from people who were there saying, look, you know, he was respectful. We were respectful back to him. But when he was playing for the other side, and what a fucking shit shirt that is too, that fucking high-vis crap is fucking
it's awful, isn't it?
It's terrible.
I'll tell you something. It's all about him, right? So the reason that he went over and clapped, because it's all about him. It always has been, always will be. So just because he lost, he knew that he could go and do that. Like, don't just play into that
more than anything today was listening to the radio shows and shit after the game. Suppose the fucking audacity of the media to question why he would be getting a negative reception. Like, you know, if you want to applaud him or you want to give him some shit, that's entirely up to you. It's your choice, however you see it. But to say that there's no reason for a hostile reception for him, he's just plain ignorance. And you know, it really shows that people don't understand what it's actually like to be a football fan and care so passionately about a team that when somebody does what he did, you can brush it off and say, you know, it wasn't anything bad. It's just part of the modern game. But it fucking hurts, and people don't forget that. So, you know, I think it sounds like he got a mixed reception. From what I heard listening on Sky Sports, he was getting a fair bit of shit every time he got the ball, which I really enjoyed. He did look like he was off his game because he was shit. He came on at 3-0 down, like I mentioned before. But I agree with Kingy. That parading around the pitch at the end of the game, that was all for him. That was all ego. You know, and I think...
Do you know what, though? If he doesn't do it, like, everyone's going to call him out anyway.
Who cares?
I don't care, but like if that's me in that situation, I'm walking around that pitch and I'm saying thank you to everyone because I don't want to be the way.
You've done it once. We don't need to see you again. What's he going to do it next time as well? Like he said goodbye. Like, in my
I don't know. I would do it.
I'm not. To be honest, football's an opinion game. Like, you've got an opinion of like that. For me, I don't care, mate. You're not my football player anymore.
Yeah,
is that?
Like, I do agree with that. Like what you were saying though too, Matty, about the commentary. Like, obviously, you boys were on Sky Sports. I was watching Bean, and the amount of fucking shit that, like, you know, even the Bean commentator is like, you know, oh, you've all got fucking short memories, rah rah rah. I was like, mate, shut the fuck up. Like, we should be giving him a bit of a jeer. Like, he left us, so you know, everyone should be treated that way once they've gone. But like, I like the fact that he goes back, and if it's all about him, whatever. You know, I think that's I'd rather that than him just walk off and not say anything. But I do want to say, like, the amount of times that fucking commentator kept talking about, we're 3-0 up, right? And he's still fucking like saying like it's, oh, you know, Arsenal's B team, they're going to have more chances. Oh, here comes the fucking cavalry. Like, you know, West Ham are fucked. It's like, mate, we've played well. You know, these fucking pricks gave us the lead, right? Ben White fucking gives us we don't even have a shot in the first half and we're still fucking winning, right? And then we had two fucking cracking moves in the second half. We've gone up 3-0. We've fucking played them off the park. And there's no acknowledgement of that whatsoever. It's just about, oh, here comes the fucking greatest Arsenal side on the bench. They can do something with this. You know, fuck you, cunts. Sorry about that word.
No,
that's all right.
Kieran's just said Moyes couldn't wait to get rid of Haller, hence the attitude. That's what I'm saying. So once you know that you're not a manager's player, like, you don't want to play there. So spot on. Haydos, Antonio retire as a guy that got the absolute maximum out of his career despite his shortcomings. Will always garner more respect than the technically gifted that wasted their potential. Yeah, as I said, me and Matty say it all the time. He's a man that should wake up in the morning and be very lucky that he's a footballer.
And I think the day that he stops playing for West Ham, he will be looked back as, you know, a cult hero, and he'll be welcomed back. And he would get applauded if he came back. It's not his fault what's happening. He's being utilised and dragged out too long, and you've got to blame Moyes for that. You know, exactly the same with Carlton Cole. Limited ability, always gave his best, and everyone loves him. So but yeah, he should still wake up every single day and fucking thank his lucky stars that he's a footballer.
He's given us some fucking great celebrations and memories, hasn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
Especially at fucking those prick stadium, that fucking toilet. When he scored there for the first win, that was fucking magic, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Ken Ammers has joined us. Good morning, Ken. Good to see you. He says, fantastic result last night. We deserved it. We need to start playing with that team all the time. Again, looks a different player with Mav next to him. Arsenal didn't know what to do with the front three. Look, we spoke about the front three before, and absolutely they were all over the place, chasing everything down and looked really dangerous. The comment there about Agard and Mavropanos, obviously that's alluding to leaving the captain out of the team, which is a big call. But I agree. I think the two of them yesterday were really good. Again, obviously,
here's a question for you. Here's a question for you. So, if we knew that he had no knees at the beginning of the season, was it right for us to actually make him captain?
I said he shouldn't have been made captain at the start.
Yeah,
I didn't ever think he should be captain.
Yeah,
sorry, say again, Dave.
I was saying, but yeah, I think we all thought that was a bit of a surprise call, but he seemed to take to the role pretty well, didn't he? And he's had a good start to the season.
He has, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm not bagging him, but if he's going to have the injured knees, like he's going to be getting pulled in and out the side, which is a little bit harder as well. Ken Hammers again
today, mate, or was he actually injured? Was
he
injured?
He was injured.
Oh, was he? Okay,
Was he?
I
thought he was rested. Okay.
No, injured.
Oh, okay. So he wasn't on the bench or anything.
No.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, he was having a knees up. Kent Hammers, Fabianski's communication was key last night. He was screaming at his defenders. Areola's part of the game, not good enough. I've said this on numerous occasions. If they're all friends, most of them are French. Don't care if you're speaking English. You can speak in French if you want. But Areola needs to talk.
Yeah,
so I agree with that massively.
Yeah, he's very quiet, isn't he?
Yeah.
Kieran, is it one of those things though with Fab though? Like it's just it's almost that Antonio thing though, right? He's just that little bit too old that he can't do that all the time.
Yeah, but he's getting pulled in and out the side. That's how it should be done.
Yeah, it's a good point. But like, I guess are you going to get that out of Areola? I mean, that's just his personality, right?
Yeah, some
you can't change it. I'm a prick. Like no one's going to change that. Sorry.
Yeah, no, we know. We've tried. Kieran's just said he's allowed a good reception when he came on. After that, all bets are off. I'm sure he's talking about 41. Completely agree with that.
Yeah.
I think we've definitely covered that. Mr. Mace, hello, mate. He's another boxing fan along with me because I caught him in another live chat on a boxing stream. So, hello, mate. How you doing? Let me know if you thought Ngannou beat Fury. I'd love to know. 41 left West Ham because he didn't want to play for us anymore. So bollocks to him. Fair game. Any abuse he gets. I agree. I knew we'd be friends from the moment I saw you.
And Fury definitely got beat.
Well, I think we gave him, the applause to come on the pitch. And he got some booze as well. So he got the best of both worlds, didn't he?
Yeah, don't worry. Nathan's asking around for dinner tomorrow.
Oh, Declan.
You
only if he brings a shirt.
I'd have a shit on it. Alan Dunn, I watched On Being, but turned the sound down and listened to Anton's commentary. At least I got a West Ham view without the biased arseholes butting in. Yeah, I mean,
that's a wise choice.
Yeah, Nath, you said you watched it on Being. I watched it on Sky, and unfortunately for us, we had a bird, Alan Smith. So we had Arsenal legend that he kept saying that as well. And when he spoke about Trevor Brooking, I thought it was so disrespectful. So disrespectful. He was like, oh, yeah, he don't get many with his head, but he did in that FA Cup final. It's like, mate, like, and then he had to say at the end, because they was going to go off Trevor Brooking on the screen, and he was like, but he's a brilliant player. Yeah. Like, you just mugged one of our biggest sons off, mate. Fuck you. Yeah. Go back to North London, you soppy prick. Sorry, I hated it.
Sorry, what cup were you talking about there? Oh, the one you lost. Fuck off.
Yeah, exactly.
I like it.
Yeah, like that being commentator, he couldn't even say Mavropanos' name. It was like Mavropanos or whatever.
He should have just called him Dino.
So, mate, just shut the fuck up.
He should have just called him Dino. Yeah, 100%.
Comment from Frank Kingston. do we sell Antonio and Cresswell in January? If so, how much can we get? Look,
£5.
I don't really think if we're offloading those two, I don't really think that the money value comes into it. To be honest, if we're not looking at generating anything, if anything, you'd probably, if you wanted to get them off the books and sort of give them a bit of a golden handshake for the service, you'd let them go relatively cheap so they can negotiate a decent deal. I don't know. I mean, money wise, what, somewhere 10 million, 10 million, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm guessing there. I'd probably keep Cresswell as cover. I think he'd probably want to go if he's not getting any games.
Didn't we knock back was it only like 3.5 or 4 million for him from Wolves?
Wolves, yeah.
He wanted to go and play with Ballon Dawson.
It's understandable.
Yeah, I'd go and play for Wolves. Play with that guy.
I played like him tonight. To be fair,
did you? I thought you played like Maldini. Oh, it's the same.
Elbows out. It is the same.
And Jimmy says Nathan's fired up today. Oh, I was thinking the same. There's been a few fucking twats and even the C-bomb thrown in. I like it. Were you drinking scotch earlier? Is that what you had in your glass?
Going well.
That's what you need.
The Aberlour, mate. It's one of my favourite blocks.
Aberlour 12-year-old. It's fucking beautiful.
Yeah, but Nathan drinks it like it should be drunk. You drink it like it's fucking WKD, Dave. That's the problem.
Yeah, and wake up on park benches. Dave, you at the risk of
he's muted now. Look at his face. Fuck you.
You can take this non-PC comment from Kieran.
Oh, me?
No, Dave.
Yeah, I'm going to get in trouble here, but I fucking agree. I watched the
highlights.
You have to see it. You have to say it, mate. It's going on Spotify. Remember that.
Oh God, I'm going to.
No, what I'm saying is you have to read.
I do support women in sport. I support women.
Read the comment, mate.
However, Kieran Devaney, women should not be allowed to commentate. Bollocks to PC. Yeah, it was a bit high pitched, wasn't it? Yeah, move on.
Yeah.
All right, Haydos, on the subject of transfer windows, do you think more emphasis should be on scouting championship players hungry and accustomed to the English game? I don't disagree with that. I reckon that's a fair comment because if you look at Bowen, he's a classic example of that. And he was fucking non-league, mate. So
I want to have a fight.
No, I agree. I think it's a good point. And I was thinking about it before when we were talking about Antonio and Cresswell leaving. But Stighton's been in his job now for a good period. Like I'm actually interested to see what he can do in January, right? Because like if you think about when he came in, what was he there? Fucking 3 or 4 weeks before everything got started. Now he's like, right, mate, you've had 6 months. Fucking show us what you can do. And I don't want to see us get rid of Antonio or Cresswell before we bring anybody in. But if this is his job, mate, he should be able to fucking deliver like where all of our weaknesses are. And there's two major ones there. I'd like to see us bring a couple of people in. And, if we've got them in, maybe we can ship those guys out. But not
Moyes will need to bed them in until the summer.
Good. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I forgot about that. So we'll see him next season.
But I agree as well, Ados. I think we would be doing all right in the championship. But I think having Tim Stighton there, he's getting paid big money to be there. And I think, as Nathan said, you definitely have to let him do his job because the next comment here is bang on that. Mr. Mace, Kudus, Mavropanos and Alvarez, all Tim Stighton players. Moyes wanted to spend the dough on Maguire and McTominay. How different we would look if we got his way. Stighton knows a player, 100%. And you just got to trust him. You just got to trust him. Kieran, absolutely.
I thought you wanted Harry Maguire.
What?
He's muted himself so he can't hear his laughter.
I seem to remember you getting really excited about him coming.
No.
About as excited as I was with fucking Lingard. Could you imagine if we have ended up with McTominay, fucking Lingard and Maguire instead of those three? What the fuck?
God, it could be so worse, couldn't it, eh? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got one here from Crafty Dave. How you doing, Davey boy? I can't hear no noise this end. We can play like this. It's Moyes too negative. I can't hear noise this end. We can play like this. It's Moyes too negative. Good chat.
Crafty Dave. Is that your YouTube name, Jack?
No, I get it. It's like 4 comments in one. It's just being economical with his words. You can't any noise this end. We can play like this. It's Moyes. He's too negative, and this is a good chat.
Oh, good. Happy days.
Mate, well summarised. That was good.
Yeah.
You put the punctuation with your voice that was missing. Well done.
Yeah.
That made perfect sense when you did that out.
And I'm dyslexic, so that really fucked me over.
So anyway, we've got a game coming up at the weekend, haven't we?
Yeah, at the Hounslow bus stop.
Brentford away.
Yeah. And I'm guessing we're all feeling a little bit more optimistic. Well, me and Dave were in the pub Monday saying Dave reckoned we were going to get beat. But we might need to rethink that a little bit. Again, I think it's all going to depend on who he picks and where he puts them and the approach he takes. I think we've got to go there and do what we did today.
All right,
If
King,
we
tell
lose-
me your midfield. Kingy, who's your midfield? Because that's obviously where the problems are, right? Like, no Alvarez, no Paqueta. Who's your midfield? Who do you pick?
I would put Aguerd there. But then you can't put Aguerd in Ward-Prowse because it's too defensive. What? Fucking hell, it's a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah.
For me, I reckon it'd have to be Souček and Ward-Prowse, and then you've got
Ward-Prowse,
in the middle.
Who's your 10? Who's your 10, though?
Benny? Bennett, actually, no, change that. I'd put Fornals in there. That's his position.
Yeah.
Let him fucking go and do
I
it.
agree. Mine would be JWB, Souček, and Fornals. But
Yeah, I
I
agree with
can
that.
see a fucking Moyes random because Ben Rama has done so fucking well in one game out wide, he'll move him central and he'll put Cornet out on the left.
I hope not. I'd rather have a Solero out there.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
I hope. My biggest fear is that person who sits there and holds. Like Alvarez, I think does it so well, and it's almost like it's become a weakness of ours because the way that he plays, he's always going to be subject to a yellow. So when he's not playing, who else is there to do that role? And I don't think it's Souček. I don't think it's Ward-Prowse, and it's fucking definitely not Fornals. So who else is it? The only one that's on our squad that is muted in that role is Connor Coventry. But fuck, he may as well not be on our list.
What about Kara?
Fuck, I forgot about him.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's the lost soul, isn't he?
He could sit there unless he changes it. Goes three at the back.
Yeah.
You still need a 6, right?
Comment from Jimmy. He said Brentford is shit. Their fans are all shit, and the ground is shit.
God, he's definitely your fucking brother, isn't he?
Yeah. Sounds like he has irrational hatred as well.
Yeah.
Tell us what you think, Jimmy. Do you have as much irrational hatred as the Lord himself?
Have you boys been to Brentford, Matty?
I've been to Brentford, yeah.
Have you? Yeah, I've never been.
I went to the old ground. It was 4 pubs on each corner. It was pretty good, to be fair. I like that.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. They don't bother me. Do Do you know what I mean? They don't bother me at all.
Don't bother me either.
Yeah, like to me, they're like a Brighton. Like they're punching so far above their weight that it's not funny. Like they just don't lose games that like everyone thinks that they do, which concerns me about us going there. Like they're very organised. They're very good from fucking like set pieces and stoppages, which is where we got undone last time we were there. So I'm not confident going there, but you know, if we press from the front, I think like we've talked about tonight, like we're a different side when we do that. So.
Yeah, over and over again, they just seem to have our number, which is why I'm not confident going there. And I think a draw for us would probably be a good result given recent history.
Didn't we this year?
Yeah. I mean, we're not over the moon, but again, I'll be satisfied with a draw this weekend. We don't lose.
Yeah. Kieran's put his midfield up there, but Paqueta's suspended this weekend, Kieran, so I doubt he'll make it into that midfield three. Let's hope not, because there'll be a big hole there. Jimmy Nolan, we were brought up on potatoes.
I hope you got fucking gravy with those potatoes.
Always gravy up north. And a bit of bread and dripping.
No wonder you fucking left.
None of this liquor nonsense.
Oh, shut up, you muppet. Claire and Booze, hello, Nick. How you doing, mate? Great away day, Brentford. 1 over the 8. Pub on the Thames is class. Normally get beat, though. Yep, I think we'll definitely get beat. Actually, why am I saying that? I'm getting tired. That's what it is, I think. I don't think we'll get beat. I don't think we'll get beat. I think we'll win.
Hey, wasn't Nick supposed to join us tonight? What happened there?
Because I was fucking around, to be honest. Well, I had football. I couldn't organise stuff, so that's just
Cool.
what it is.
All right.
He's obviously gone, I'm not going to be part of that wind tunnel. I'm out.
Yeah.
Keep as far away from this shit show as possible.
He was in gate 95.
Haydos, Brentford is one of those winnable fixtures on paper, but a lot harder in reality. If we get a jammy 1-0 win, take the money and run. I think everybody would take any kind of win. And look, you know, it was all doom and gloom on Monday, and it was difficult to see how we'd get anything from any game ever again. But you know, it's amazing what a decent performance can do, and I've got a bit more confidence. I might not go as far as saying we're going to win there, but I could easily see us picking up a draw, and you know, that hopefully gets us back on track. But having said that, we're more than capable of winning. You know, if we set up like we did today, and I know there's players missing, but if we have the same approach, we could beat them 3-0. So you just don't know, do you?
The Arsenal game really is just like fucking makeup sex, isn't it? Like we've just been fucking down in the dumps, think we're going to get divorced, and all of a sudden we get a room. And we're like, fuck, we're back.
Probably the most profound thing you've ever said, Nathan.
Can I be honest? You should drink more often, mate, because that was actually quite funny. Fucking hell.
Yeah, shout out to Avalok.
Yeah. I was just saying, this morning, though, the way Kudus played, right, and the way he took his goal, you know, that's a threat in its own right. I don't think Paqueta's been crash hot the last few games, so maybe having him out for a match isn't such a bad thing. And, you know, Kudus can, you know, take that role on by the scruff of the neck and, you know, have a big impact on the game. He might get a brace and we come away with a win and we rub our hands together. He's a baller. Absolute baller, isn't he?
He's going to be special. Or he is special. And you just think, you know, we talk about Bowen and Paqueta now. He could be, you know, the main man within the next half dozen games. It's exciting.
Every time he gets the ball, you fucking watch it, don't you? Just go.
Something happens.
Yeah, it's good.
And what do you do? What do you do? I did watch your show this morning, Nick. But what did you think of Rice walking around the pitch after the game, getting clapping the fans? I just wouldn't mind knowing your opinion on that one, mate, if you're still here. Because I hated it, but I think it's an egotistical thing, and it's all about him. But yeah, let us know what you think. But yeah,
what do we reckon about the weekend then? What's everyone predicting?
Fuck.
I'm going to go 2-1 West Ham.
Yeah. I'm going to go 3-0 West Ham.
3-0.
Fuck it. Why not?
If you don't buy a ticket, you ain't going to fucking win, are you?
Exactly.
Well, I should carry on like I've just had a root, and you're probably right. 4-0. Fuck it. I'm back, baby.
Don't worry, the divorce papers will be on the table in the morning. Don't worry about that.
Dave's going 1-0.
Divorce papers. It'll just be live in misery. Fuck off. You've had yours for the month.
Yeah, I'll probably go a score draw, to be honest. 2-2.
Yeah.
I've just had a feeling, Dave, are you getting the job or something at West Ham? Because it's Tim Starton come and pick you up in his fucking jet plane or something. Is that what the noise is? Is Timmy outside?
He's wearing his scarf and all, isn't he? Skivvy and scarf.
Oh, I love Timmy. But yeah, it's been a bit of a hard show today. Obviously, we've had a few technical issues. But yeah, sorry about joining late. We're actually having a little meeting next week. We're going to get together and have a pint so we can make the content a little bit better for you, and make sure that we don't have problems like we're having today. But as you all know, we've all just started, so we want to get bang on for everyone and make sure that content's up to scratch. And I think the content's up to scratch. It's just we need to get it better. So, but yeah, it was a massive day today. It was awesome to win against Arsenal because they irritate me more than Tottenham now, I think, at the moment. And I might actually close off tonight in terms of going to bed. I'll watch AFTV before I go to bed. That'd be my little. That might be my little bedtime story, watching Troops and whatever their fucking stupid names are. Fan blood TV.
Happy, mate, watching that.
Yeah. But I might end up getting divorced myself before I've even got married. So yeah, I won't be doing that. But yeah, what do you reckon, lads? So nice win on the weekend.
Yeah, I think we can get a win.
Yeah.
I think we should. If we, like we said before, if we start with the front three, I'm happy with that. I think it's all about who comes into that midfield. But fuck it, I'm going to assume that he keeps it the same at the front, and maybe if Fornals comes in, Ward-Prowse starts, and who knows? We're confident now, right? We've just dumped a load. We're happy.
He's got to do the same thing, though. He's got to do this. Don't go back to reverting to fucking that up, because especially when you're losing Alvarez and Antonio anyway. Alvarez and Paqueta, sorry.
Nick from Claret and Booze has answered your question, Kingy, regarding number 41. He said a bit self-indulgent, but he's damned if he does and damned if he doesn't. Personally, doesn't care about him. Glad he got clapped by some and booed by some. Good balance. Thank you. Now fuck off. Yeah, and I think, don't care about him. I think he's probably the way to be. Don't waste your time on him. He made his choice and he's gone, and that's it. There's a couple more comments coming through from.
We'll just do these last ones and then we'll go.
Yeah. There's one here. Frank Kingston reckons it's going to be a 2-1 draw.
Hang on, I want to show this one first because Alan, thanks, mate. Thanks for sticking with us tonight. I know we've had our other show as well, but you carried on. So great show, boys. Keep up the good work. Thanks, mate. John's just said you're doing a great job for a new channel. Thanks, mate. We are.
Thanks, John.
Matty's brother, Jimmy, cracking show in the end, boys. Nice one. He's got to say that because he's probably got to see you at Christmas sometime. Kent Allen, kudos. First touch of the goal wasn't meant. I heard Alan Smith said that. Is that right?
Yeah, he said he didn't mean it.
Yeah. Well, Alan Smith is fucking shit.
You dumb motherfucker.
Yeah, I thought this. What a twat.
Go back to the Ashburton Ultras, you fucking mug.
How dare you say that about your fucking love child, Dave? Seriously, that's fucked.
And then Claren Booze, Nick. This is going to be the last comment. Without Tim, we'd have Maguire, McTominay rather than Kudus, Alvarez, and Dinos. Thank God he's here. That's what I said earlier. I agree. Fuck Maguire. Fuck McTominay. Fuck United. I was just doing a Jason Cundy. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. It's been a pleasure. It's been hard work tonight, but we have finally got there. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. One thing left to say. Come on, you eyes.
Come on, you eyes.
Cheers.
Oh, that was hard.
Righto. So this fucking win.